You have a recent Nvidia graphics card and a Sony a7S III, you're wasting your graphics card's potential. Hi everyone, my name is Donovan and I love filmmaking. So I decided to make this tutorial because I came across a really interesting find the other day. First backstory though. Last Saturday, I went to Dallas. I live here in Texas, and I went to Dallas to record a wedding. And I had been tentatively looking for a graphics card upgrade. I had an Nvidia GTX 1660 Super that I'd been using for about a year, and it served me really well. However, when I got the new a7S III, I started to realize how difficult the footage was to edit. The H.264 100 megabit 4K footage that the a7S III puts out can be a bit challenging. It's 10-bit color and 422 chroma subsampling. And if that all just sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo, it's because it kind of is. It's really technical terms, but basically 10-bit color just gives you over 1 billion colors instead of however many 8-bit. I think 8-bit's like in the tens of millions. I can't remember exactly. Maybe I'll put it up on the screen if I can find it. Back to my story when I went to Dallas. Decided to drop by a Micro Center. As everyone knows, the 3000 series graphics cards are really hard to come by, but I got lucky and I ended up getting a 3070. So I get home really excited. I start putting it together, putting it in my computer. A couple days later, I open a project and start editing footage with the new graphics card, and the performance was really not much better than with the 1660 Super that I had previously been using. And I was like, wow, I just spent over $500 on a graphics card. Like, why is my performance not drastically increasing? Basically, in a nutshell, they build an video encoder and decoder onto the graphics card itself to accelerate the encoding and decoding with hardware acceleration. But that NVENC encoder is only compatible with H.265, which leads me into my discovery. I had been previously recording with H.264 with the Sony a7S III, and the video footage was still manageable to edit, and the quality was still amazing, and I loved every bit of it. But the issue that I ran into was once I started adding more color grades, once I added speed ramping, transitions, really started to tax my CPU because it was taking care of everything. When I was editing, my CPU usage was in the 100% range. It was just burning up. So basically, what I discovered is that if you have a modern Nvidia graphics card and a Sony a7S III, you need to be recording in H.265, which is the, I'll put it up on the screen, but it's the mode at the very top. And it also allows you to do higher bitrate. Now, when you do that mode, it does sometimes make it so that you have to do chroma subsampling, or 420 for chroma subsampling, but honestly, I can't actually tell a difference between 422 and 420. Rather than just me talking about all of this though, and all of these theoreticals, let's actually get into a project and I'll compare the two and kind of show you the real world difference of editing with each. So I'm going to go into my videos here, pull up the footage, and you can see I haven't done anything with this yet. I'm not going to change the frame rate. And just for good measure, I'm actually going to go into another video file that it's a wedding that I actually shot over last weekend. And this was all done at H.264. I'm going to pull that one in. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull in our edit tab now. So let me pull up that footage of the bride here, put it on the timeline. So you can see that if I start going through this footage here, so I'm going to press play, right? So this was at the reception. This is a really cool spot. The light kind of started to come through. And I mean, it's playing back just fine. Everything is going really well. But if I pull up my manager here, you can see my CPU is going crazy, even getting up to 100% usage sometimes. And my graphics card, I mean, it's barely getting 10, 12% usage. Like that, what the heck, right? But now let me pull up an H.265 clip. So I'm actually going to pull up, I got some footage at a park. Now you can see, so even just scrubbing through, you can see that it's just scrubbing. The scrubbing performance is way better. And if I press play on this, and then bring up my monitor, oh, would you look at that? My CPU usage has gone way down. but my GPU usage has actually gone up. And for this footage here, you can see that I have zero issue scrubbing through it. But if I try to do the same thing over with this clip here, watch what happens. It just struggles. And you might not be able to hear in the background, my computer fans are actually starting to ramp up as well. But when I scrub through this footage, no issue whatsoever. Basically, moral of the story is that this is an incredible feature that you should be taking advantage of. And if your camera has the ability to shoot in H.265 and you can implement that into your workflow, take advantage of the Nvidia NVENC encoder. Thank you so much for watching. This is just a short video to show kind of this discovery that I found with Nvidia's NVENC encoder and H.265, and I think it's a really valuable thing that if you have an A7S III or any camera that can shoot in H.265, I definitely recommend it because it'll make your editing workflow go so much faster.